Hi, our next participant is Dr. Prasun Mishra. Dr. Prasun Mishra is founder of the WISE Network and the American Association of Precision Medicine. Dr. Prasun is a champion, a visionary, a legend based out of Silicon Valley, San Francisco. And Dr. Prasun has been rediscovering the art on precision medicine as a key subject to unveil healthcare for all. We are having to play a recording for Dr. Prasun because Dr. Prasun is just boarding a flight, and we want to play a little video that was shared by him. So over to you, Ravish. Can you play Dr. Prasun's video, as Dr. Prasun is unable to join us right now? We are playing his video. Innovation principles on business is what we'd like to hear from Dr.
With that, the number one is empowerment. So,
innovation principles for business, for future business.
Number one is empowerment. So always practice empowerment. In your organization, it's leader's job motivate people to go places they wouldn't otherwise go. And there are several examples actually, and it's motivation wins the wars. It's always the teams that are highly motivated win the war or game, or the companies win, and then the teams that are demotivated actually. So for this to happen, what would you like? So the three pillars: clear vision and tools to be successful. Outline a clear vision for your entire organization, and provide your and frontline employees the right technology to do their job, and not only technology but funding, and as well as all the tools to be successful. And culture, sense of belonging, give them a solid platform where they can provide their feedback and ideas to the management team, corporate back actually, so they feel sense of belonging, sense of security, and recognize and give feedback and receive feedback. It is important that you provide effective feedback and recognition on regular basis, and even if the feedback is negative. Sometimes when the feedback is negative, the urgency is more urgent. You cannot sit on a feedback for a week or a month and then give it a month later, and where a lot of damage has been done, and then you cannot be blamed to employee because it was your fault. You basically didn't give that feedback so that they can correct their course and go on a right course. So so recognition and feedback is helps empower people actually, and then that brings to secret two. It's trust and honesty actually. So the best quote that I like on this is by Mark Benioff, the chairman and CEO of Salesforce. He said the fourth industrial revolution starts with one very important point: that's trust. So you always have to foster trust and honesty in your organization and in your personal personal philosophy actually. And how do we do that? So a culture of truth and integrity has an open communication culture actually, and you should always keep your promises actually, because that builds your credibility and integrity, and besides yours, look for other people's interest here. So that's very important actually. And act with honesty, integrity, without hidden agendas actually, because together you can go so far. Then and if you have something, you can just bring it to ideas, you can bring it to the table, and then let the team bless you to work on your 20% of innovation time. Everything can be done actually. So the truth and integrity is the must principle of any team. And then you can, with truth and integrity, you can follow the 80-20 rule, or Pareto's principle, which is identify 20% of inputs that are potentially the most productive and scale them actually. That's how McDonald's got successful. That's all big businesses. Google actually has a graveyard actually, where they have put all the products that they have killed actually. It's called the website is killedbygoogle.com. You can go and check all the products killed by Google. Some of them were wildly successful. So in communication, you have to communication, encourage healthy communication practices within workplace. This is the best way to nurture integrity in the workplace, and so that folks can come to you and say that this is a ghost project. Actually, it's not going to work. So then you can kill it and work on something, and there were teams focused on something bigger and better actually. And so one of the best examples I can give you on this is by Lou Gerstner. Actually, Lou was hired as a chairman and CEO of IBM in 1993 when IBM was going through a turbulent times, and he is largely credited with turning around IBM's fortune. Actually, he implemented an ethical leadership and trust model within IBM the time he joined, actually. So which included respect for others, actually. So employees in their communities, the employees are the communities that IBM is part of, always give them top priority, serve others, make customers your main focus, and your shareholders, increase shareholders value, show justice. He created senior leadership groups that worked with during the transition to help directed the change. So he showed justice. This was done democratically, actually, and manifest honesty. He believed in employee skills, and he valued their abilities, and he knew that they can do. And he assigned their jobs while the IBM was going through a lot of changes. And then sometimes, and I have seen also, you have to have that vision of understanding what somebody is capable of. Sometimes they might not know, but and then they will be surprised what they were able to accomplish and once you have shown trust in them, actually. So that's the and then build the community. He invested in building community. He believed that IBM is the community which is technology driven and focused on customer experience and quality, actually. Based on these principles, driven by trust at its core, Lou Gerstner was able to transform IBM, actually, to become the leading company today. So with that, actually, with trust in your core, the third is actually, the secret is how do we create and nurture a community, actually. So that your organization, it's a small, large organization, it's basically a community. So you are the more you bring people together, the greater your community will become, and then more innovation you will get. So like I mentioned, make customers a part of your community by taking their input on how to make products better. You have follow, this is called contestification. Create contests for customers to generate the best ideas. A lot of companies, Toyota did it, actually, Tesla followed it, so. And what are the pillars of community building? There are 4 pillars. Engagement, engage the community, and develop the leaders of the community, their skills, invest in leadership development, and collaborate amongst, within the organization, with the community members, as well as foster collaboration with key partners externally, key partnerships, building with external key stakeholders and decision makers. So then you are now, position yourself as one of the part of the greater ecosystem of the companies that are working in that sector, actually. So community is secret number 3 that brings to secret number 4, and which is a very important smart secret, which is define clear goals, actually. If you want big innovation, set big and difficult goals to push people outside their comfort zones, actually. And this is true. So Apple, Google, push their employees every day to step outside their comfort zone by using difficult goals that force their people to think and act in innovative ways actually. So this is true actually. The people who have higher goals, so aim for stars, you will fall on, if you fall on moon. So that strategy works besides having lousy goals actually. And your goals have to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely actually. And there's a lot of literature on that smart goal setting, and you can read it. I'll not spend much time on it. So we'll dive into fifth secret, and I think this comes with a bonus actually. You have earned it. So fifth secret is a leadership actually, and we all are great leaders actually in our own ways, and but I think constant improving our leadership skills actually, based on the teams, based on the folks we communicate as call for today's times actually. And great leaders are who are passionate about empowering people, speaking the truth, creating community, and in setting hard goals to play a major role in driving innovation. All the secrets that I have already told you. So that comes to boils down to the leaders actually and their skills actually. So how to empower the leadership skills, basically, and so there are 10 different principles. Number one is engage in honest, open communication. Again, going back to communication, connect with your team members. Sometimes have one-on-ones. Sometimes they will not tell you all those things in group meetings, but they will be able to come up with a brilliant ideas, and they will be able to tell you in a one-on-one meetings. Encourage personal, professional growth yourself and your teams actually. Keep a positive attitude. I know entrepreneurship and running a company, it can be sometimes overwhelming, but keep always a positive attitude. Tomorrow will be a good a new day actually. Teach employees, and instead of giving orders actually, always invest in your employees, because these are the folks who can become your assets in the future. You will never know that who will become your right and left hand going forward actually, or even after you can be your successor actually. Set and encourage their creativity actually. So this is that wraps up the fifth secret and the bonus leadership secret that you got. And then the sixth secret is I think has Apple written all over it actually. So be first to create. Be first, create unique and great experiences, and change the rules of the game. When I say be first, the first, Coca-Cola was the first. Everybody is, people even go and order Pepsi and they say, "Can I get a Coke?" Actually, so when you are first, I think you already have, you already are in minds and hearts of people. Your name is engraved, and that gives a lot of leverage actually. So be first, create unique and great experiences actually. And so great experiences are comes from listening to customers. Are you adding value? Is it intuitive and unique actually? Is it built with scalability in mind? Clearly expresses benefits. Is it worth talking about? And if it's talking about, is the product shared, right? I think that should be your constant experience, constant product development experience. So, and change rules of the game. So what do I mean by that? Change rules of the game. So so innovate around customer experience by benchmarking against the very best model in customer service. Like example, Steve Jobs received inspiration for Apple stores from the Ritz-Carlton model. Like I have already mentioned, Ritz-Carlton, where people genuinely care. So you foster a culture where people genuinely care and they're ready to help actually, and they're not there to sell you something. They're just ready to help. They hire great people who care, and then and they further your brand. So it's just one example. But what can experience making be used for? So can be
I think we almost captured the 6 points Dr. Prasun has narrated. Just quite, yeah.
So what can be experiential marketing be used for?
I thank Dr. Prasun Mishra. Prasun Mishra, he was actually in the flight. He couldn't join us, so we had to play a recording video. And thank you, Dr. Mishra, for your support